Well, Blizzard have come bearing very, very good news. If you've been a bit worried like I have with faction balance on the basis that obviously PvP and Ashenvale, the world events and all of that is going to be a big part of Season of Discovery, then they've just put a blue post out which clarifies quite a lot. And there's one bit in it in particular which is actually a little bit scary, but I think it'll work out really well, and it's something I've been asking for them to do even when it comes to like RAF Classic and TBC Classic and all the way back to Classic era in 2019. So let's have a quick look through what this is they're talking about here. Hey everyone, I'm Fwobles. Fwobles? That's quite difficult to say. Also known as Tom. Why didn't he start with Tom? Anyway, I'm a senior producer on World of Warcraft server and live ops team, and I would like to share what we've been preparing for the realms with the upcoming launch of Season of Discovery. You may have noticed that with the launch of Classic Hardcore, there weren't a lot of realms. Was Hardcore's launch a small experience? Heck no. Hardcore continues to be experienced by a huge number of players, and we've been thrilled to see so many players, new and old, join in to experience World of Warcraft Classic in a new, exciting way. At the outset of any launch, our goal has always been to create a healthy, enduring realms, and behind the scenes, we deployed tech in patch 1.14 that allowed us to significantly increase the realm capacity of a single Classic era realm. With the higher realm capacity and fewer realms, we avoided the need for disruptive character migration options as realm populations ebbed and flowed. Now, this is quite interesting because they did actually mention this in the Blizzard Q&A, like the post-BlizzCon Q&A, and they said a similar thing, you know, that obviously they can allow a lot more people on the realms now so they can have less realms, which I've said all along I think will naturally lead to better faction balance anyway, because there's a lot less options. Like, well, you know, what's the point of migrating if there's only 3 realms? You know, people are going to be, I think, more inclined to stay on the realm that they're on, but this does get really, really spicy in a second. So for Season of Discovery, we're going to repeat this process. We will launch a handful of realms that can support a lot of players, so you can feel confident in your choice of realm. Please note, we will actively manage the realm sizes at launch, so you might see sporadic queues as the population spread out and we ensure realm sizes remain roughly equal. If Season of Discovery proves hugely popular as we think it might, we will of course be ready with additional realms if needed. Please look forward to the announcement of launch realm names and types soon. Okay, so types. That's good. So a lot of people have been saying, are we only getting PvP realms? But it looks like there'll be PvP and PvE. Would there possibly be an RP realm for the RP enthusiasts? I don't know, but that's cool. So soon we will know more about the actual realm types, but I think it's actually really good when he's saying about, you know, realm sizes, and they're actually going to manage it from launch. They're not just going to sit back and watch one server get hugely popular because Asmongold's playing on it or whatever. They are going to actively manage the realms as we go along. So let's see if that actually works out. I hope it does. In terms of spinning up new servers, though, I personally wouldn't actually be a fan of that. I feel like when RAF Classic launched and they went with the fresh servers, I think the problem from the outset, like straight away from the word go, with what they've done with launching additional realms when there was queues on things like Thekel, was then people instantly started moving to the new server to, you know, skip the queues. That thinned out the population across those. That week 1 blues, you know, sort of went away and loads of people quit, and now you just had lower pop realms rather than just dealing with the queues for a few weeks. People will eventually quit anyway because, you know, they'll get to level 80 and then they're done. Like, I hope they don't do that. I don't want them to rush into launching servers too quick. Just have the pain of the queues for a little while. You know, it will eventually die down, especially if the server capacity is going to be as big as it sounds. So they've also said, and another topic that comes up each time we talk about realms is faction balance on PvP realms. Now, this is the spicy bit that I was talking about, because what they're saying is we've received a lot of feedback on this since 2019, and we hear you, and with Season of Discovery, we're going to try something new. This season's PvP realms have been designed to maintain faction balance as they grow. Yes, this is actually happening. So they are actually going to try and maintain, I don't know, let's say they'll only allow it to go as far as 60% in one faction's favour. So it'll always be 60-40 absolute maximum. I mean, that is a bold move, and they go on to say why it's a bold move in a second. So they're saying, yes, it's actually happening. However, there is a potential cost to this faction balance that we want to make sure you're aware of. If one faction is significantly more dominant on a PvP realm, there's a very real likelihood that faction selection may be temporarily limited on that realm. That said, our overarching goal for Season of Discovery is for it to be a fun and smooth experience, and we are prepared to change the course if necessary. Your requests for faction balance have been heard loud and clear. This is a new direction for us, and one that we're very excited to try. Now, the only issue with this, which don't get me wrong, I don't care. I don't care that it's an issue. I want them to try and balance the populations. If they're not going to balance them in a meaningful way, as in by where you can racial shift. So it's a very private server thing. But, you know, basically you can use any racials you want. You go to an NPC and you can just take that race's racials on yours, as long as your class can physically be that race. I hope that kind of made sense. But if they're not going to go down those lines where they remove the whole Horde and Alliance imbalance, you know, is Horde better, is Alliance better, then this, you know, purely controlling it themselves and putting a cap, and then it means you can't create a character if it's an Alliance-dominated server unless you create a Horde, I think is absolutely the right way to go. The only downside is if, like, your mate comes back or your brother wants to start playing, a family member, whatever, and they want to play with you, but you're on the dominant sort of faction and they now can't actually create a character with you. You know, that could cause some issues down the line, but I think let's worry about them problems when we actually get there. So then they've said again, this feature will only be turned on for our Season of Discovery PvP realms. You will always be able to roll either faction as you wish on PvE realms. We encourage everyone who isn't committed to the challenge and difficulties of PvP to consider a non-PvP realm for Season of Discovery. As an old WoW veteran myself, I can tell you, playing on a balanced faction PvP realm can be a double-edged sword. There are awesome and fun new challenges that await, but also the potential for hindrances that you may not expect. Your favourite farming spots might be a bit more spicy than you're used to. And I think that's absolutely right. And I think that's a really good point that they are only doing it on PvP realms. So it's not happening on PvE realms, which it could still lead to issues with what I said before, where if you've got someone that wants to play with you and you're on a PvP realm, you know, they can't. But I suppose then the option is there that you go and play on a PvE realm with them, especially early on when the servers are settling down and the level cap's only 25. Not really that much of a grind to get to 25, so shouldn't cause too many issues. And then they said, we think this season is going to be a lot of fun, and these changes will help ensure every realm enjoys a great experience all season long. And we're excited and looking forward to adding some extra seasoning to Season of Discovery PvP realms. I wonder what the extra seasoning is going to be. Stop teasing us with stuff and give us actual information. That's all I want. I just want real information, not constant teasers. Anyway, I just thought I'd share this little bit of news with you in case you missed the blue post, because that's really good to know. Like, that is absolutely amazing that we are actually going to get proper faction balance on these realms. So, I'll see you in Season of Discovery.